Ciao a tutti, benvenuti a Milano! Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be telling you about some foods that Americans think are Italian but actually aren't Italian. But first, let me give you a brief explanation of how this even became a thing. There are a lot of Italian Americans in America right now because during World War II, as you may or may not know, Italy went into a fascist state, so a lot of people fled Italy and went to America. And they usually settled in cities like New York or Philadelphia or San Diego, and they had their own little parts of the city and they made them Little Italy. Of course, they spread all over the country, not just the cities, but they started to make their own culture, not just Italian culture, but Italian American culture. Also, because there are so many different regions of Italy and each one has its own culture, so with all of these different cultures combined, it kind of created this like Italian culture. But it's actually not Italian, it's more Italian American. Hence, with this Italian assimilation into American society, the result has been a lot of crazy foods that actually don't exist in Italy or even resemble anything that exists in Italy. So, here we go, let's get started. Just a disclaimer, I'm American, I'm living in Italy right now, and when I came to Italy and found out these foods didn't exist, I was so upset, but I've overcome my sadness. So I hope that you don't become too upset either. Stromboli! No, it doesn't exist, I'm sorry. There are calzone, and like calzones, except there are not actually stromboli. So for the Italians out there, a stromboli in America is kind of like a calzone, but it's also like a burrito. So like they take the dough and they wrap the meat and the cheese inside of it, kind of like a wrap, like a piadina in a way, but it's not quite the same. It's much fatter and much longer. So like every other American food. Very large in portion. So yeah, they don't exist. Sorry to burst your bubble. Food number 2, the Italian hoagie. Alright, so Americans / people all over the world who eat Italian hoagies, yeah, we don't have that. In Italy there are paninis, or as they call them, panini. Actually, yeah, panino is singular and panini is plural, so when you say a panini, it just doesn't sound right. It's like saying a pizzas. You don't say it. So yeah, sorry to once again change everything you've ever known in your life. What Italy does have is panini, or panini. So Italy has panini, and they include salami, prosciutto, and cheese. You can pretty much choose what you want on the panino. But in America, we have like a defined Italian hoagie, and a hoagie is like a baguette, but a little bit bigger and much thicker, and we like put a whole bunch of stuff on it. First of all, we have mayonnaise, then we have salami, prosciutto crudo, which is like uncooked meat, or you could put like ham on it, which is prosciutto cotto. Usually provolone cheese or American cheese goes on top, and usually some toppings including onions, tomato, lettuce, sometimes pickles, and usually oregano. And usually like a secret hoagie sauce. I don't know what this is, but I heard it exists, so I'm not sure. But yeah, we don't have them at all in Italy. In fact, we don't have hoagie. We have thin French-styled baguettes, but we don't have the thick American hoagie, so so sad. But Italian panini are still pretty good, so I can't complain too much. Next on the list, mozzarella sticks. Okay, Italians, brace yourselves. Please do not kill me for being an American from the country who produced these. Mozzarella sticks are kind of like fake mozzarella, but warm and then breaded and probably fried. Okay, first of all, I think they're really good, but then they don't actually taste like mozzarella, so I don't think we should call them mozzarella sticks. And I also know that's pronounced mozzarella, not mozzarella, so I'm sorry for that too. But just please accept us anyway. And Americans. So mozzarella in the mozzarella stick actually is not mozzarella. It's like a synthetic cheese probably, or like some kind of material. Mozzarella from Italy is so much more authentic, and it's like always cold, and usually they store it in water, and like it just tastes so much better because like when you keep the mozzarella cheese in the water, it kind of like preserves the flavor. And so when you eat fresh mozzarella, it's so good. I usually have it with like on a salad or sometimes as a meal. Like it's just so delicious. Yeah, we do have mozzarella, but not the mozzarella inside the mozzarella stick, and they also never fry it, so yeah, don't expect an Italian to know what that is. Next up, meatballs. And this is so depressing because I absolutely love meatballs, and I always used to eat them with every bit of pasta. Italians, you probably know what meatballs are from the movies because like probably in every American movie there's like at least one plate of like spaghetti and meatballs with the red sauce, the pasta sauce with tomatoes in it. But no, it's not the case. So yeah, Italians. Basically, we just take the meat. They take beef and bunch it up into a big ball, and they slap it on top of the spaghetti with the red tomato sauce. And Americans, Italians don't eat meatballs. Actually, meatballs are thought to be Swedish or Spanish, but definitely not Italian under any circumstances. In fact, Italians never eat them. If you go to an Italian restaurant, you will not find meatballs on the menu. You'll find spaghetti, you will find, usually instead of pasta sauce, you would find like chopped up tomatoes. That's probably more common. Or like tomatoes chopped up so much they're like a pasta sauce, but you wouldn't actually get a pasta sauce. And actually, they usually eat bigger portions of meat as a second plate. So usually when you go to a restaurant in Italy or you have a big meal with your family who's Italian, you start out with the appetizer or antipasto, and then you go for the first plate, which is pasta. And then you go for the second plate, which is some kind of meat or entree, and then you go for the dessert. So you don't eat the pasta and the meat together. They're actually two separate plates because they're two different layers of the meal. So yeah, pretty much putting meatballs on pasta is like a crime in Italy. So don't even attempt it. Now, some Italians claim that they do actually put little tiny bits of meat in the pasta sometimes. For example, pasta carbonara. It's like tiny specks of meat with a sauce with like eggs and cheese and like a whole bunch of other ingredients that I'm not good enough at cooking to know about, but you can look it up and you can see what it looks like because it's definitely not meatballs, but it's like tiny mini meatballs. Like if the meatballs had babies and those babies had babies, that's what you would get in the pasta carbonara. Next up, Italian salad dressing. Okay, I love salad, don't get me wrong, but I only liked it in America when I could use Caesar dressing or Italian dressing. So when I came to Italy, surprise, they don't have salad dressing anywhere. When you go to the store, Americans, in Italy, and you look for salad dressing, it doesn't exist because all Italians use like either oil and vinegar or vinegar or some salt or something like that. They don't actually rely on the store to provide the dressing. They usually make their own, if anything, if they even use dressing, but they just prefer simple kinds of salads. And Italians, what is salad dressing? Well, pretty much they take oil or vinegar or both, and they mix it together with some other spices to make it taste a lot better, and then they put it on the salad in America because Americans don't like vegetables. Okay, by that I mean I don't like vegetables, but regardless. So in America they take a bunch of vegetables and they sprinkle a whole lot of salad dressing on top just to make the salad taste so much better, and it works. So coming here is a big adjustment. Now I just eat oil on my salads and it's so sad. But it's fine, I'm getting used to it, I guess. But I think I might just go back to America and stock up on Italian dressing and Caesar dressing. And then I'll like bring it back to Italy so I can like stock up for the year, you know? Yeah, I'm actually gonna do it. Next up, fettuccine alfredo. Americans, it doesn't exist. Fettuccine is a type of food and alfredo is a name. So when you say fettuccine alfredo to an Italian, the person will ask, wait, Alfredo, who is he? Fettuccine. Wait, are you making a human pasta? That's cannibalism. So yeah, please don't say that, they'll get really confused. And Italians, what is this? But Alfredo sauce is supposedly like a cheesy sauce, kind of, that Americans put on the fettuccine. And also, we call it fettuccine, even though it's fettuccine. Just remember that, Americans, fettuccine. Also, with most pasta, like for example, lasagna is actually lasagne because when you make lasagna, the singular word, plural, to lasagne, it's like you're talking about multiple layers of the pasta. Fun fact of the day. Fettuccine Alfredo in America is like a cheesy Alfredo sauce with fettuccine pasta and also some chicken. It's delicious. It's like the best pasta ever. And last but not least, pizza! Okay, let me explain this one. Yes, of course both countries have pizza, but the type of pizza is so drastically different. I cannot even call them the same exact food because I think that Italians would be offended. Okay, so Americans, yes, Italy invented the pizza in Naples a long time ago. Actually, at first it was like a common person's food because it was for like the impoverished people who couldn't afford good food. So they had pizza. But now pizza's like the best food ever, so it's kind of ironic that it started out that way. But in Italy, we don't really have that many varieties of pizza. So you can either order the pizza margherita, which is like the regular pizza with cheese and tomato sauce, or you can get, well, there are different types of pizza. There are sometimes gourmet pizzas with different kinds of toppings, but usually there are not that many offered. I think the main ones are usually pizza margherita, pizza con tonno e cipolla, which is pizza with tuna and onion, which is a weird mixture that we don't usually have in America. And also, we never have pepperoni pizza. If you ask for pepperoni, they will put peppers on top because pepperoni means peppers in Italian. So it's kind of crazy. Sometimes if you want to ask for like the pepperoni kind of thing in Italy, you can ask for salami, but they're not always going to have it, so good luck. And Italians, in America, you probably know that we ruined your pizza. I'm very sorry. But there are also really great kinds of American pizza. Just let me tell you. So in Chicago, there's a thing called deep dish pizza, which is a really, really thick crust, a lot of sauce, a lot of cheese. And it's just a very thick pizza. But it's also usually smaller because you can't eat a lot of it or else you get really full really fast. And also, it's not just in Chicago. It's spread out all across America. There's also really thin crust pizza, and like even thinner than the ones that you have in Italy, but yeah, it's still delicious. And usually in America we add a whole bunch of toppings, anything you could possibly think of. Usually we add pepperoni, which is like really 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 cooked salami, but smaller and all over the pizza. You probably know about it, to be honest, like it's famous. And I think it's even on the emoji. And we usually add sausage or vegetables. Buffalo chicken pizza is very famous in America. We add chicken to the top of the pizza and also a thing called buffalo sauce, which is like actually very sketchy orange sauce. I have no idea how it's made or what it tastes like because I've never tried it, but I just know that I don't want to try it because it just looks so unnatural. And also it's from Buffalo, New York. That's why it's called that. It's not actually made with buffalo meat. I'm so sorry, Italians. I know all of you are going to hate me for this, but pineapples do belong on pizza. So in America we have a thing called Hawaiian pizza, which is actually invented in Canada, by the way, so you can't place all the blame on my country. But we add ham and pineapples to the pizza and then we eat it. And it's delicious, by the way, but usually we don't include tomato sauce because that would just be crossing the line. Anyways, you should definitely try it, Italians. You will love it. And Americans, yeah, never say that you like Hawaiian pizza or else all Italians will hate you forever. They might even revoke your visa. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. Comment below whether or not you like these foods. Italians, comment below whether you think Americans ruined your food or made them better. And Americans, comment below to just, if you need a support for like all this life-changing stuff that I just told you, comment below. I got you. Anyways, be sure to subscribe for more videos about Italy and the college life. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and a thumbs down if you hated it. But I know that you didn't hate it, so it's okay. You can only give it a thumbs up. I hope so, at least. Anyways, love you guys so much. Have a great week, and I'll see you next Monday. Ciao!